Hello, everybody. So today I decided that we could do a NASCAR track tier list based off of the tracks in the 2023 schedule. So this is how it's gonna be showed out. So legendary tracks that just you cannot say are bad, and they've been in NASCAR for the longest time. Great tracks. They produce great racing. And you're always excited when they are out. Okay tracks, they have a reason on the schedule. They're not like the best tracks, but they're still okay. Dislike, I don't really like those tracks. Although I think they deserve a purpose on the schedule, I don't think they produce good racing, and why they should never have existed. So Charlotte Roval is a great track. Produced many memorable moments in its time. Yeah. Homestead, Miami, that's a great track. Sure, like the most recent race was not that good, but Homestead is just incredible for races. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, I'm not sure if this is on the schedule. I don't know. I mean, this has some great finishes, I know that. We're just gonna put in the okay category just because it's international, but it doesn't produce the best racing. Auto Club Speedway, great track. They're gonna take it from us so soon. Completely angers me, completely. It's gonna be in the great category. Produced great racing, and now they're gonna take it from us. Done with it. We're keeping this track if we can, even though we cannot. Talladega Superspeedway, legendary track. Legendary. The track where at least one car will flip every single race. The track was fantastic and amazing, and it's incredible. Bristol, also legendary track. Bristol produces fantastic racing, beating and banging. It is incredible, just spot on. Charlotte goes in the great track category. It's NASCAR's home base, so I understand that that's mainly the reason why it's a great track in my opinion. And also the races there have gotten a lot more better. Chicago Street Course, it's an okay track. The race there wasn't that bad, but I don't know if it should be on the schedule. It might stay on the schedule for a couple years. I'm like not that big of a fan of road courses. It's just gonna go in the okay category. Mid Ohio, dislike that course. I mean, I understand why it's on the schedule because it's a road course for the Truck Series and sometimes the Xfinity Series. It's not necessarily the best road course, and it's not like that good of a racetrack if you look at the racing there. Kansas, great track, definitely. The races there have been fantastic. I think it's just gonna be behind Charlotte in like intermediates. I think that's mainly it. Martinsville, legendary, fantastic. The races there are fantastic. Even like if you don't like a race at Martinsville, you can never ever forget one thing from it. I mean, they're still trying to figure out their short track package, but Martinsville, fantastic. Atlanta, I don't want to do this, but I think it has to go in the okay category because the Super Speedway is like the least of the Super Speedways. That's kind of understandable. I was kind of shocked to hear that Atlanta was being turned into a Super Speedway. I mean, the race there during July was fantastic. Like, that was fantastic. But it's just gonna go in the okay category for now. Circuit of the Americas, that will go in the okay category. The race there this year was pretty good until the last 10 laps where it took an hour to finish. But yeah, Circuit of the Americas, it will go in the okay category. It does not produce the best racing, but it's not the worst road course at least. the LA Coliseum. Now, to its granted, it's an exhibition race. It's an exhibition race. For an exhibition race, it'll probably go in the great category since it's chaotic. This is a lot of chaos and a lot of wrecks occur, which is good for an exhibition race. But if this was a points-based race, dislike. Or actually, why is it on the schedule? Like, we already know that if it's a points-based race, it's gonna be a wreck fest, and that it's gonna take a little racetrack 10 hours to complete a full race. Like, just no. It's gonna be in there. Just if it was a points pin race, it'll be in there. But it's an exhibition race, so we're gonna put in the okay category. So yeah, Darlington, legendary, fantastic, spot on, produces great racing, and that's right, my lady goes to the legendary category. New Hampshire, I think it's an okay track. It's got a purpose for the schedule. It just does not produce like fantastic racing, mostly single file. I mean, it's 1 miler, but that's mainly it. Portland, that'll go in the okay category. I've never heard of a bad race at Portland more recently. I think all the Xfinity races there are good. I'm just gonna put in the okay category just because it's still like learning how to get through. Daytona, legendary. Daytona 500. You know, I honestly just want to put this at the top. I think that like Bristol will be ahead of it. Then it'll be Daytona, and then like Martinsville, and then Darlington, and Talladega in the middle. But Daytona 500. That's the reason why NASCAR is a popular sport. That is the main reason, the real purpose. Richmond, we'll go in the dislike category. Richmond does not produce the best racing. More recently, it's been snooze festers. Although the most recent race was pretty good, but I still currently dislike Richmond. Dover, it goes in the okay category. Dover more recently has been on a letdown of races, mostly single file, not a whole lot of passing. Like back then, it used to be chaotic, and that's why they brought on the monster. But more recently, Dover has not been the best course. Now here we have the Indy Road Course, representing the Indy Road Course that'll go in the Y category. Why is this track a thing? It should not have existed. Produces chaos after chaos after chaos. No. I'm done. No, Indy Road Course. Why is that on the schedule? Las Vegas, I think it's a great track. Las Vegas, I think that produces some good racing sometimes. The most recent one might have not been the best one, but there are still multiple Las Vegas races that are spot on. And plus, this is an intermediate, a style that works for the next gen car, for certainly. Las Vegas goes in the great track category. North Wilkesboro, although I wasn't a big fan of the All-Star race, it's still going in the legendary track. This track is a legend, produces short track racing back in the 90s. Even though I wasn't alive in there, I've seen a couple of races there. They were pretty good on TV, or on YouTube, I should say. And, well, North Wilkesboro is just a very good track, in my opinion. It's legendary. It just sucks that it was off the schedule for 27 years. They said at least they brought it back. Lucas Oil Raceway, IRP, I just call it in the okay track. It's not like memorable. I've never seen any races at Lucas Oil Raceway. I mean, I'm kind of excited for the race upcoming year, and it's August, I think it is. But yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be a good race or a snooze fester. Michigan will go in the gray category. This track is good, in my opinion. It produces some good racing. It's just a little bit behind Auto Club, but Michigan is still a great track. Milwaukee Mile, I don't really remember any races here. It's just gonna go in the okay category. I don't hardly even know what this track produces. Nashville, great track. The race there this past June was fantastic, in my opinion. This produced some of the most best racing we've ever seen, in my opinion. And I think it should stay on the schedule. Pocono Raceway, great track. Great track. This track produces sometimes dull racing, but mostly sometimes good racing. It was the norm for bad racing at points, but the racing has started to become better. I enjoyed the track, and I've been to it before. It's a great place to go to. You should try it out. Phoenix, pretty sure you all know where this is going. It goes in dislike category. Dislike category for certain. Although I understand why it's a championship race, but Phoenix just does not produce good racing at all. Like, it's just mostly boring. The most recent race here was also pretty boring. The championship race last year was boring. That's just mainly the reason why it goes in the dislike. Road America, it has to go in the dislike. I honestly think it's worse than Phoenix and worse than Richmond. It's not as bad as the Indy Road Course. Thankful for that. Road America does not produce the best racing. I'm sorry, Wisconsin natives. I just have to put it in there because I don't remember any races that stick out there, mainly in the Cup Series. Texas Motor Speedway. This track was absolutely horrible! Horrible! Stupid! Get off the schedule! Blow it up! Start up with a single file racing! I'm done! Texas Motor Speedway needs to be off the schedule by next year. Must be. Snoozefester's most recent race there, awful. The All-Star race, awful. Take it off the schedule completely. We don't care about it. Dirt race. The dirt race, this year was pretty good. And guess what? That can only mean one thing. It took a precious Bristol dirt away from us, and it now goes in the Y category. Why does this track exist? You know, we have 2 straight tracks in this tier list that should be in the Y category. These 3 tracks should never have existed. Take away the dirt completely and bring back the next Bristol race. It's just disappointing. Watkins Glen, great track. In my opinion, this is probably the best road course aside from the Roval. But I think the Watkins Glen races are very good. It's like one of the few road courses, in my opinion, that are actually good. Just good racing, great racing. Last year's race had a pretty controversial finish, but and all in all, the Watkins Glen, good track. Great track. And lastly, Worldwide Technology. It goes in the okay category. It's like kind of mid for me. It's doesn't like produce the best racing. It's not the worst track, I know that, but not the best one. Alright, so that's the tier list. Thank you guys for watching. Let me see if you guys agree with it, if you disagree with it, if you think some other tracks should be in the other ones. Remember, this is just my opinion. But anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.